Phantasmal Trials. The Haunted Mansion Challenge. In the heart of a town stood an ancient mansion, its windows boarded up, its walls cloaked in shadows. Locals told tales of ghostly apparitions and eerie sounds echoing from within its decrepit walls. Determined to uncover the truth behind the rumors, a group of adventurous friends gathered on a moonless night, armed with flashlights and courage. Sarah, the bold leader of the pack, led the way with her trusty flashlight cutting through the darkness like a beacon of hope. "Are you sure about this, Sarah?" whispered Alex, his voice trembling with apprehension. "Of course, I am," Sarah declared, her bravado masking the flutter of fear in her heart. "It's just a bunch of silly stories." With cautious steps, they crossed the threshold into the mansion, the floorboards creaking beneath their weight. The air inside was thick with dust and the scent of decay, sending shivers down their spines. "Let's play some board games to pass the time," suggested Emily, attempting to lighten the mood. They gathered around a dusty table, the dim light casting long shadows that danced across the walls. As they rolled the dice and moved their game pieces, a chill wind swept through the room, extinguishing their candles. "What was that?" gasped Michael, his eyes wide with fear. Before anyone could respond, a disembodied voice echoed through the darkness, "Welcome, young ones, to my humble abode." The friends froze in terror as the voice continued, "You have awakened us from our slumber. Now, you must face the consequences." Suddenly, the board game before them transformed into a spectral tableau, pieces moving of their own accord. "What's happening?" Sarah cried out, her voice trembling with fear. The ghostly voice chuckled, sending chills down their spines. "You have trespassed into our domain, and now you must play our games." The friends exchanged nervous glances, realizing they had stumbled into something far more sinister than they had imagined. "What kind of games?" asked Emily, her voice barely above a whisper. "Games of skill, games of wit, games that will test your courage," the voice intoned ominously. With a flicker of light, the mansion transformed around them, revealing eerie rooms shrouded in mist. "Each room holds a challenge," explained the ghostly voice. "Complete them, and you may leave. Fail, and you shall remain here forever." Sarah squared her shoulders, determination glinting in her eyes. "We accept your challenge." The first room they entered was a labyrinth of mirrors, reflecting their terrified expressions. "Find the key to unlock the next challenge," whispered the ghostly voice, its words echoing through the maze. They searched frantically, their reflections taunting them at every turn, until finally, Alex stumbled upon the key hidden behind a cracked mirror. With trembling hands, he unlocked the door, revealing a dimly lit room filled with vintage toys that seemed to watch them with unblinking eyes. "To proceed, you must find the missing pieces to complete the puzzle," intoned the ghostly voice. The friends scoured the room, their hearts pounding with each creak of the floorboards, until Sarah found the final piece hidden beneath a dusty rocking horse. As she placed the last piece into the puzzle, the room began to shake, and the toys came to life, their eyes glowing with malevolent intent. With a collective gasp, the friends dashed out of the room and into the next challenge, a darkened corridor lined with portraits that seemed to follow their every move. "To pass, you must find the portrait that hides the way forward," whispered the ghostly voice. They studied each painting, their breath hitching as they searched for any sign of the hidden passage, until Emily noticed a faint outline behind one of the portraits. With a push, the painting swung open, revealing a secret passage leading deeper into the mansion. The friends faltered, the darkness ahead seeming to swallow the feeble light of their flashlights. "We have come too far to turn back now," declared Sarah, her voice tinged with determination. With a deep breath, they plunged into the darkness, the passage winding deeper into the mansion. Finally, they emerged into a grand hall bathed in moonlight, its walls lined with shelves filled with ancient tomes. "To proceed, you must answer a riddle," intoned the ghostly voice. They listened intently as the riddle was posed. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? The friends exchanged puzzled glances, their minds racing to solve the enigma, until Michael suddenly exclaimed, "An echo!" With a triumphant shout, the ghostly voice confirmed their answer, and the grand doors at the end of the hall swung open, revealing the final challenge. The room beyond was bathed in an otherworldly glow, its walls pulsating with an eerie energy. To pass this final test, you must face your greatest fear, intoned the ghostly voice. The friends stood frozen in terror as the room began to warp and shift, their deepest fears materializing before their eyes. Sarah's heart raced as she confronted the specter of her greatest fear, a towering shadow that threatened to engulf her. With a cry of defiance, she stood her ground, facing the shadow with unwavering resolve. Emily trembled as she faced the embodiment of her fear of heights, a yawning abyss stretching out before her. Gathering her courage, she took a step forward, refusing to let her fear control her. Alex struggled against his fear of the dark, shadows closing in around him like grasping tendrils. With a trembling hand, he reached out into the darkness, seeking the light that lay beyond. Michael faced his fear of failure, a specter that whispered doubt into his ear with every step. Clenching his fists, he pushed back against the voice of doubt, refusing to let it sway him. As each friend conquered their fears, the room began to brighten, the spectral energy dissipating like morning mist. With a final burst of light, the room transformed once more, returning to its dusty, dilapidated state. The ghostly voice spoke one last time, "You have proven yourselves worthy. You may leave this place, but remember, not all who wander here find their way back." With a collective sigh of relief, the friends fled the mansion, their hearts pounding with exhilaration and relief. As they emerged into the cool night air, they vowed never to speak of their harrowing ordeal again, their friendship forged in the crucible of fear. And though the mansion stood silent and foreboding once more, its secrets buried deep within its haunted halls, the memory of their terrifying adventure would linger with them forever. For they had faced the ghosts of the old mansion and emerged victorious, their courage shining like a beacon in the darkness.